Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out Sugar Rush Ride at the dance practice. If you guys haven't watched my other videos this year, my other dance practice videos, I have changed it up. I'm going to be watching the entire dance practice first before I do an analysis. And just mind you, I have already watched the stage version of this. It is available on my Patreon because it does get blocked here. So I'm kind of familiar a little bit with some of the things. I recorded it like 2 days ago, so I don't know how much is retained here. But of course that one isn't also full cam, so I'm gonna notice a lot more details here. All right, let's get to it. Yo, you really see how long their legs are when they do those, like, beautiful. That was just gorgeous. Hey. Whoa, okay, wait, that, Kai's foot there? It's almost like tilted. Woo! Look at that imagery. It's beautiful. And like the way they go out of that. Damn. Hey. Look at that level. The emoji. Hey. Woo! Nice fluidity there. Hey. Love that level change. Beautiful. This is really cool. There's a lot of this. They repeated that, but just in different formations. Oh! Oh! A whole drag! Love the falsetto on this song. Hey. So catchy. My god, this choreography! I love how it's like angular, and then like fluid. Hey. Lots of beautiful lines too. Hey. That was a big spread out, which is like a great way to those hops though. It's a great way to kind of like finish up the song. Woo. All right. That was a big swing. I love that open. Because you go, you know, small and then big. And then they're like that hop into like that position with their long ass legs. So cool. This is beautiful. That is one of the most beautiful imageries that I've seen. Oh my god. It's so simple, but like the way Bumgyu is like on this, almost like hanging off that, like look at this imagery, you know? It's like you gotta be so beautiful to look incredible in that angle. Right? And then that, like, the smoothness of the way he held that, you know, it's so much control there. And then you have Taehyun and Subin creating that beautiful flow, completes the imagery. This one, like, boom, boom, very sharp. So it's a great contrast to that more like flowy aspect in the, you know, in Bumgyu Hangin. And then here's like a big actually, like for such a kind of like stripped back beginning, some of these movements are very, very sharp. Like even from like the beginning when they do that, and then here, boom, boom, very like definitive. I love the level there. That's a little harder to synchronize because one, you got like different heights, and then you have to like level that. So there might have been an adjustment for example, like Subin because he's so tall. Let's see. Maybe he has to adjust a little bit more, but we can see clearly that like Yeonjun, although he's a little bit further back, so that kind of changes the height level too. But like I feel like this is the closest that you can get to it, because of I mean, if they're like in a line, then that'll be a lot more leveled, but they're like in a slight V shape. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact that this is hard to like get close, because of the different heights. Like, you know, like Subin is quite low here, but like look at Bomgyu just a little bit higher on like his bum, but they're the same height here, right? So yeah, this whole imagery is gonna be a little bit harder to match. And also they're like doing this like back and forth kind of movement, like that part, you know, you have to keep low. So in that case, you're only stiffening the upper body so that you can loosen the lower body, so you can move that a little bit more freely. Because if you've stiffened the entire body, then you wouldn't be able to move the lower body as easily with those like those kind of movements with your feet. So kind of like suspending your upper body will help with that. It's almost like a body isolation. You're isolating your upper body from the lower body. So this one, did you see Kai's foot there? It's a little alarming because that's a very dangerous position for your ankle. You can twist your ankle. But I don't know, is he like double jointed or something? Kind of like Taeyong from like NCT. I don't know if there's been an analysis for that, but like some people can be double jointed. So like these kind of pressure on your joints, for those people who are double jointed, there wouldn't be a lot of pressure on it. It'll be it wouldn't hurt as much as opposed to, you know, someone who isn't double jointed. Because like, look, he uses that to support himself. It's alarming. It's alarming. Like, this is the more healthy way to go about that support, and then you're supporting yourself up. But like here, like, I think he's double jointed. Let me know in the comment section down below if we know anything about that. This is just my assumption though. Otherwise, someone who isn't double jointed will have a hard time using that joint to support your entire weight to go up. I love that part, that kick. They must have worked hard on that kick to have it leveled because it's quite synchronized. Like, look, right? The angles. They're moving a lot too, a lot of different formations. This is just very elegant. So in this one, I think what would be taken into consideration for this lineup would be the length of your quads. This is just my assumption, from what I'm like gathering here. Like if I were to put this in a dance practice, like on my own crew, that's what I would consider. The length of I don't know what it's called. Quad? No, quad would, I don't know. But like this length, this leg length, I would take that in consideration because the longer it is, the longer your fold will be, and then the higher your position of the tabletop will be. Like, you know, you can see there's a slight kind of bend there because I'm assuming Kai and Subin has just a little bit of longer leg in this region, as opposed to Bomgyu and Taehyun, because it curves like which is a great position actually, because then Yeonjun would have a nice shape to that to his line here. It's not a big difference, but it's slight. but you can still see the level goes up like that, and then it goes back down. If you have someone who has like a shorter leg there in the middle, your bum will sink. So you'll be more creating like this shape rather than this shape. And then that part is just, how did you even think about that? That's a great way to get out of it. It's so graceful, but like, how did you come up with that? Like, swoops back in and guy just throws Hyunjin. Carefully, but it's just funny. Like, boom. There's a support. There's a support there. I think Hyunjin does need Kai to throw him though, because I don't think Hyunjin would have had enough strength to push himself up, because because he is not gonna have another leg to kind of like use his hand to push off of, because if you were laying down and you want to get up, it's on your abs, and also if not your just abs coming up, you would support yourself with your right hand. So in this case, it's hard to do the abs thing because he's quite low on this section, and then he doesn't have somewhere to push it off of that is like in this region, right? Because if he pushed himself from the floor, it's not going to be enough because he's elevated. So Kai needs to throw him like so, like how he's boom, right? There's like a scoop, boom, boom, and they even added into the choreography where he doesn't just scoop, he goes like boom, boom, which is in turn with the music. Like, and then Hyunjin there, that was a snap, boom. Like, I love the fact that they incorporated that get up into the choreography, but like you see, it's not enough to fully push him up. But so Kai throws him up. Look at his face. It's hard. Like, this trick is hard. And then boom, supports him there. I know I'm like laughing at it, but I'm commending their teamwork for this. What I'm saying here is like, if it wasn't for Kai there, Hyunjin would not be able to get up, basically. So it's teamwork, yeah. Kai has a harder job here, because he did all of that. That's actually like quite mind fucking to you, to somebody, because there's a lot of responsibility there. And then you go into this section, and you don't have enough time to breathe and kind of recompose yourself. And then, like, that switch there, it was almost too slim. Like, the space, from what I'm seeing here anyway, it looks like it's too slim, that like Kai had a harder time going through. So now what happens is, because he doesn't have enough time to go through, he doesn't have enough time to like actually fully get into that width of the legs, because he needs to get into this position right away so he's not late for the actual move. But if he had a little bit more space in between Hyunjin and Subin here, like, look, he was almost delayed. But if he had a little bit more space in between them, he would have been able to like go on his full speed and then make it into that wide position. Because like, look, he's a little bit higher. His leg is not as wide as the other four. So in a more detailed aspect, it's not completely the same, but it's commendable what he did, because he's able to just push through and be professional so that he can deliver that more of a synchronized performance. The level thing, not a lot of people will care about, a lot of you guys will not care about that level thing. I would suggest that Subin and Hyunjin would just give him a little bit more space so he can go full out in that transfer into the other side, so he can get into that width and the height of it too. Because now he has to compensate, because his feet didn't land the way it's meant to. Now his width is different. So his is more like curved on both sides because it's planted there. He doesn't have anywhere to go. If he moved his leg, it's gonna be too obvious, right? But like the actual move is you lean to the side. It's a little bit more diagonal than like broken down like this. But he is a professional, so he makes do with what he has. Give me more, give me more. Hey. I love that, like, it's sharp, 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 and then you have that, like, fluid movements. Ooh. And I love that, like, that reach. Like, that part is so nice. So here, this is just... Kai is getting a lot of different transfers that are just a little bit more far than the other people. Like, he went from here and then all the way to the other side. But because he has a little bit more room in the front, you know, he wasn't delayed or anything. He had enough time to, you know, to establish the width. So it's a little bit more even. I mean, Yeonjun is quite far, but I think it's just him. He's quite extra, which we love. But like the 4 here, you know, it's the right width of the feet. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's fast. It's almost like organized spasm. And because the audio is like rush, 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 you know, it's like quite fast. So it's almost like you have to really control yourself so that you don't over exert the energy that would make it look too off and too messy with those like fast movements. Harmony here, that was beautiful imagery. This is really cool. Oh. So yeah, I mean, this choreography is so tiring because there's a lot of up and downs. There's flow work, and then you go up. You don't even just go up. You go up like, you know, that kind of bend up. There's so many different formation changes. Love that pop. Kai is working a lot. I love this drag. It's not the drag, but you know, like it's a literal drag. So it's tricky because what, you know, Yeonjun didn't even really look for the arm. Oh, he did. Okay, yeah. But you know what? What's gonna be tricky there is like Bumgyu is kind of, Taehyun is blindsided. He, you know, his face is looking at the camera, and then he kind of just like reaches out, and it's up to Yeonjun to get it. You know, it's trust there. So there's a lot of teamwork in this choreography. So it's gonna be tricky because if Yeonjun doesn't catch Taehyun's wrist on time, it could potentially kind of like ruin the whole imagery, right? And then you can tell that Taehyun is like pushing himself slightly, so that that drag will be as smooth as possible. Hey, I love the hair whips. So cool. Hey, yes. Hey. Oh my god, Subin, hello. You know what? It just occurred to me that, like, you know, Subin is fucking tall. He's huge. He's tall. But, like, the way he's dancing is so fluid. It's mesmerizing to see. And it's highlighted, I mean, all across. You don't really see a lot of fast-paced movements. And it's more on the imagery. But like in this section, when it gets faster, like that moment there, oh my god, that's when you start to see how fast someone is, because it's an elevated part of the song. It's kind of like the finale, more triumphant, it's big, it's huge. So you up the energy no matter what. If you guys are a dancer, you guys would know that like near the end of the song, you kind of just push it, it's elevated, it's big until that climax. It's basically the climax of the performance. So here you just see how quick Subin is, and for someone that tall to be that quick is impressive. I've mentioned it before that being tall is a lot for taller people. It's harder to dance because obviously, you know, there's a lot more bones. The fluidity isn't always there for someone that tall. He's like above 6 feet, right? So kudos to him, because this is very flicky. It's very snappy, like his head movements. Like that boom, like when he goes like this. That was beautiful. Wait, I want to see that again. Look at that! Oh wait, I want to see again. Hey, and that like, oh my god, that hop. Wait, and to here. That it's a hop and a kick. So, and also at this point of the choreography, where your energy is heightened, it's almost like, oh my god, you gotta be very healthy and very fit, because the stamina for this choreography is insane. Because you know, like when you reserve those tricks and like hops and turns near the end, you've already used so much of your energy in the first 3/4 of the choreography. So now you're on the last quarter, where you need it the most. Boom. And then that is incredible. That like hop into this position, they must have practiced it a lot so that they land where they want to land. Because, you know, you can do that move easily for a lot of idols and for a lot of people, but like the hard part will be like landing where you're supposed to be. Nice. You know what? At first view, like that first run through, I was like, oh, what am I gonna say here? Like I wasn't really picking up anything that was like, whoa, okay, da 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 da. I mainly saw it on the second watch. I think that's probably why my analysis have been a lot more detailed, because of the pausing, because you see a lot of details, and you know, when you go back, you notice a little bit more. I think this is a strong choreography for this song. They did really well. The highlight would be the teamwork, the imagery, and the formation changes. Those are like the more challenging aspects. But of course, they overcame those. So huge kudos and congratulations to them, because from what I'm seeing is that this comeback is doing really, really well. I think they reached 2 million pre-orders. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is very impressive. So huge kudos and congratulations, TXT! Woo! So before I go, I just want to let you guys know that I did react to the live stages for Sugar Rush Ride, and also for Devil by the Window. Those are both on my Patreon, because it gets blocked here on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys are interested, link is down below. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, do like and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure you tick the notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon down below.